Before she ever says your name with intention, she reveals it in silence. If you've ever felt that quiet tension and wondered if you're imagining it, you're not. Stay with me because what I'm about to share can change how you see every interaction from this moment forward. If this helps you read people better and protect your heart, subscribe and like now, because this channel is where psychology meets real life. I'm speaking to you as a psychologist and as a woman who understands how feelings are often hidden, not denied. When a woman likes female psychology, explained you, the first sign is not loud affection, it is controlled proximity. She finds reasons to be near you without demanding your attention. She positions herself where you can notice her without pressure. This isn't coincidence, it's safety. Her nervous system wants closeness while her pride demands restraint. The second sign is selective vulnerability. She does not tell everyone what she tells you. She may keep her voice calm, but she shares sign number 1. She makes time for you. Small truths that matter to her. Not trauma dumping, not drama, but pieces of her inner world offered carefully. This is her testing whether you are emotionally safe, because attraction for many women is built on trust before desire. The third sign is attuned listening. When you speak, she remembers not just facts, but emotional tone. She brings up things you mentioned weeks ago because your words didn't just pass through her ears, they landed. Attention is currency, and she spends it. Sign number 2, eye contact, that lingers intentionally on you. The fourth sign is subtle self-regulation around you. She becomes slightly more composed, more thoughtful, sometimes even quieter. This is not disinterest, it's investment. When feelings are real, people monitor themselves more closely, afraid of revealing too much too soon. The fifth, the sign is inconsistent availability paired with consistent warmth. She may not always be reachable, but when she is, her energy towards you is steady and genuine. This push and pull is not sign number 3. She shows curiosity about you, manipulation. It's internal conflict between desire and self-protection. Understand this. Attraction rarely announces itself boldly. It whispers. And the men who learn to hear whispers stop chasing noise. If you slow down, stay grounded, and respond with calm confidence, you allow her feelings to breathe. That space is where connection grows. You don't need tricks. You need awareness, patience, and the courage to let mutual interest unfold naturally without pressure, fear, or sign number 4, subtle physical touch self-sabotage. Today, when a woman genuinely likes you, her behavior is shaped by tension between emotion and control. One of the clearest signs appears in how she manages eye contact. She looks at you longer than necessary, then looks away first. This isn't shyness alone, it's regulation. Eye contact activates emotional intensity. And when feelings are present, she has to pace herself. If you catch her looking when she thinks you're not watching, that's not accidental. That's her mind checking in. Sign number 5. Consistent behavior over time on you when her guard is down. Another sign is the way she mirrors your emotional state. If you're calm, she settles. If you're playful, she softens into it. This mirroring is unconscious and deeply psychological. It's the nervous system saying, I want to be in sync with you. Women don't do this with men they feel neutral about. Synchronization is intimacy before intimacy exists. Pay attention to how she reacts to your absence. A woman hiding feelings rarely confronts you directly about missing you, but her behavior shifts. She may become slightly cooler for a moment, or suddenly more engaged when you return. This is what to do. When you see these signs, emotional leakage. Her feelings don't disappear when you're gone. They intensify, and that tension has to go somewhere. Another powerful indicator is how she respects your boundaries. Contrary to popular belief, attraction doesn't make a woman reckless. It makes her careful. She doesn't invade your space emotionally or physically without invitation. She waits. That waiting is not disinterest, is a form of respect mixed with fear of rejection. When a woman values you, she values the final insight connection enough not to rush it. You'll also notice protective behavior toward her image around you. She may be more mindful of how she speaks, what she shares, or how she presents herself. This isn't performance for validation. It's selective self-presentation. She wants to be seen clearly, but not too exposed. Feelings create vulnerability, and vulnerability requires control until safety is confirmed. Here's the part most men miss. If you respond to these signs with pressure, you shut her down. If you respond with calm presence, curiosity, and emotional steadiness, you invite her forward. Masculine confidence in this context is not dominance, it's containment. You become someone her emotions can lean into without fear. A woman who likes you is not asking to be chased, she's asking to be met. When you stop overanalyzing and start observing patterns instead of moments, her feelings become obvious. Attraction leaves a trail. You just have to be quiet enough to follow it without stepping on it. One of the most subtle but revealing signs a woman likes you is the way she touches herself, or rather, the small unconscious ways she orients her body toward you. Notice her hands. When she's talking to you, she may play with her hair, lightly touch her neck, or adjust her clothing, but not out of vanity. These gestures are nervous signals, releases of emotional tension, that happen when someone is simultaneously interested and cautious. She's giving your mind clues her lips won't speak. Her posture is another powerful indicator. She leans in slightly when you speak, angles her body toward you in crowded rooms, or finds ways to shorten the distance without making it obvious. It's instinctive. The body often reveals what the mouth hides. She's not calculating every movement consciously. Her nervous system is betraying a desire to connect. A man who learns to read these physical whispers gains an unfair advantage in understanding genuine interest. You'll also notice micro-expressions, those fleeting flashes of emotion she can't fully control. A softening of her eyes when you laugh, a slight upturn of the mouth when your attention drifts toward her, or a momentary hesitation before she responds. These tiny signals are windows into her emotional state. They're honest, even when everything else she does seems guarded. The average man misses these because he's looking for words, not truth. Another critical behavior is her subtle prioritization of you in her daily rhythm. She may respond faster to your messages, remember details about your day, or mention things that connect back to you without prompting. She's creating a mental map where you occupy a space most men never notice. This is attraction in action. It's not loud or dramatic. It's consistent, almost invisible, unless you're paying attention. Finally, listen to what she doesn't say. Silence can be a sign just as loud as words. When she avoids certain topics or keeps the conversation light, it's often her way of protecting her feelings while staying close. The tension in those silences is evidence of emotional engagement, not disinterest. A man who understands this can navigate these spaces with patience instead of overthinking or misinterpreting her restraint. Understanding these signals requires a shift in perspective. Attraction isn't about grand gestures. It's woven into the small, consistent, almost imperceptible ways she engages with you. The men who catch this are the ones women actually feel drawn to. They read the story between the words, and in doing so, they unlock the truth she's been hiding, often without even realizing it herself. Another sign that she's hiding deep feelings is the way her voice changes around you. It's subtle, almost imperceptible, but it happens every time. Her tone softens, her pace shifts, or she laughs in a way that's different from how she laughs with others. These vocal cues aren't conscious. They're tied to her nervous system reacting to attraction. A man who notices this can sense her emotional state even before she says a word. You'll also see her energy fluctuate in unpredictable ways. Sometimes she's more warm, animated, fully engaged. Other times she pulls back, quieter, distant. This isn't a lack of interest, it's the push and pull of vulnerability and self-protection. When feelings are strong, fear and desire collide. She wants connection, but fears rejection. The men who panic at this inconsistency miss the pattern. Those who observe calmly can decode it. Notice how she reacts when you compliment or tease her. A woman hiding feelings often covers her reactions with humor, a joke, or a casual shrug, but her eyes give her away. There's a flicker of recognition, a pause, a heartbeat of acknowledgement before she masks it. That pause is her mind processing her attraction, while her ego tells her to maintain composure. The more subtle the response, the deeper the feeling often is. Another hidden signal appears in how she handles your presence in group settings. She may position herself so she can observe you without being obvious, or she subtly seeks your approval in conversation. She wants your attention without forcing it, measuring your reactions, gauging your interest. It's a quiet test of alignment, an invisible dance that only attentive men notice. Finally, watch how she talks about her past or hypothetical situations. A woman who likes you will filter her stories, highlighting values or experiences she thinks you'll respect, admire, or relate to. This isn't manipulation, it's instinctive. She's curating a version of herself that feels safe for you to see, protecting her deeper feelings until trust is cemented. Here's the truth most men never grasp. Attraction is rarely a billboard flashing signals. It's subtle, woven into behavior, voice, energy, and presence. A woman's true feelings hide behind restraint, anxiety, and hope. The men who notice these patterns are rare because it requires patience, observation, and emotional literacy. Understanding this gives you a profound advantage, not in manipulation, but in connection. You start seeing what she's hiding, and from there, you know how to respond with care, curiosity, and presence, the exact energy that draws her closer. One of the most revealing behaviors is how she reacts when you leave or when attention shifts away from her. A woman hiding feelings doesn't always say she misses you, but her energy shifts. She may become slightly withdrawn, quieter, or more self-contained. You might notice subtle changes. Her posture stiffens, her tone changes, or her focus drifts. These are signs that your absence affects her more than she lets on. Emotional undercurrents are hard to hide completely, and this is one of the clearest signals a man can catch if he's paying attention. Her interactions with others are also telling. She might tease, joke, or behave casually with people around her, but when she's with you, the edges of her personality soften. She mirrors your humor, leans in when you speak, and prioritizes your presence without making it obvious. It's as if your attention calibrates her nervous system. Men often overlook this because it's not a headline behavior. It's in the rhythm, the timing, the subtle shifts in energy that reveal her interest. Watch how she manages information. She may share parts of her life selectively, revealing details that build intimacy while withholding others. This selective sharing is a protective mechanism. She's testing your capacity to be trustworthy, empathetic, and emotionally attuned. Pay attention to these disclosures. They're carefully placed breadcrumbs, showing where her feelings lie. Her body language around small, seemingly mundane things can be incredibly revealing. A slight touch on your arm, a leaning posture during conversation, or even her orientation when sitting near you, all indicate engagement and interest. These gestures are rarely conscious, yet they communicate far more than words. Men often miss them because they're looking for obvious signs rather than the subtle, consistent cues that truly matter. Finally, notice how she responds when you demonstrate vulnerability. A woman who likes you will engage differently. Her empathy increases. She listens intently and she reflects, understanding rather than judgment. Her response isn't performative, it's instinctive. Attraction is often intertwined with care, and her subconscious ensures that your emotional disclosures don't go unnoticed. This is why emotional literacy is key for men. The hidden truth is that feelings rarely stay fully hidden. They leak through micro expressions, shifts in energy, and subtle choices in proximity and attention. The men who succeed with women aren't those who try to manipulate or decode every move. They're the ones patient enough to notice these patterns, confident enough to respond thoughtfully, and present enough to allow her feelings to emerge safely. Another behavior that rarely fails to reveal a woman's hidden feelings is her responsiveness to your mood. If you're frustrated, distracted, or tired, she instinctively adjusts, softening her tone, mirroring your energy, or offering subtle gestures of care. This isn't conscious strategy. It's a nervous system attuned to yours. When a woman is emotionally invested, she senses your internal state before you even express it. Most men completely miss this because they expect verbal confirmation rather than noticing energy alignment. Pay attention to how she initiates or doesn't initiate contact. She may not always be the first to text or call, but when she does, her tone, timing, and content carry weight. She chooses her moments carefully, balancing the desire to connect with the fear of appearing too eager. These micro-decisions reveal a deeper emotional calculus, attraction combined with self-preservation. A man who misreads this as disinterest will never see the truth hiding behind her restraint. Her curiosity about your life is another subtle clue. She asks questions not to be polite, but because she genuinely wants to understand who you are. She recalls small details, brings up topics you mentioned in passing, or references shared experiences. This demonstrates mental and emotional investment. She's mapping a version of the future in her mind where you're present, even if she never explicitly says it. Then there's her balance of openness and guardedness. She may reveal intimate thoughts or feelings in fleeting moments, only to retreat quickly afterward. This push-pull is classic when emotions run deep. It's not gamesmanship, it's self-protection. A woman wants connection but fears overexposure. Reading these moments correctly requires patience and emotional intelligence. You must respond with calm presence rather than impatience or pressure. Finally, observe her reactions to your subtle achievements or successes. A woman who likes you will show genuine pride, subtle admiration, or quiet encouragement. She wants you to thrive and notices your growth even when she doesn't make a spectacle of it. This attention to your development is a reflection of her emotional investment. The lesson here is simple but profound. Attraction isn't always loud, and feelings aren't always spoken. They live in responsiveness, curiosity, attentiveness, and the delicate dance between exposure and protection. Men who master the art of noticing these behaviors gain insight few others have, the ability to recognize genuine interest before it's confessed, and to respond in a way that deepens connection rather than scares it away. Awareness, presence, and patience become your superpowers in reading her heart. The final behavior to watch is the way she reacts when you show attention to other women. It's subtle, not jealousy in a dramatic sense, but a flicker of something in her eyes, a pause in conversation, a shift in energy. She may smile, laugh it off, or tease lightly, but beneath that exterior, her nervous system is responding. Attraction rarely stays hidden when potential competition enters the scene. A man who notices this doesn't panic. He observes, he calibrates, and he understands the underlying emotion, rather than reacting superficially. You'll also see her unconsciously create small forms of exclusivity. She may reference private jokes, shared moments, or experiences that only exist between the two of you. These markers aren't just playful, they're emotional anchors. She's testing whether the connection matters to you as much as it matters to her. If you respond with recognition and warmth, you validate her feelings and deepen the bond. Her willingness to invest in your time and attention, even in tiny ways, is another tell. She may text first, occasionally adjust plans to accommodate you, or remember small details that show she's thinking of you when you're not around. These actions are rarely done consciously. They leak out because genuine feelings can't be fully contained. The men who succeed in relationships notice these quiet investments instead of focusing solely on grand gestures. Watch how she navigates emotional vulnerability with you. Even if she doesn't verbalize her feelings, she may reveal glimpses through stories, fears, or dreams. These moments are brief, fleeting, and often hidden in laughter or casual conversation, but they're significant. They signal trust and a desire for closeness. A woman who likes you tests the waters carefully, giving pieces of herself incrementally. The way you respond without judgment or rush determines whether she feels safe revealing more. Finally, observe the consistency beneath her subtle inconsistencies. She may fluctuate in mood or availability, but the underlying pattern of attention, engagement, and care persists. This pattern is far more telling than any single moment. Feelings aren't a single declaration. They're revealed in sustained behavior over time. A man who understands this reads the hidden truth of attraction clearly. The truth is this: women rarely reveal their feelings outright, but they leak them in ways a careful observer can detect. Learning to see these patterns gives you clarity and power in relationships. It allows you to respond with confidence, presence, and understanding, the kind of energy that naturally draws her closer. Master these observations, and you'll see what most men never do: the subtle, undeniable evidence of a woman's true feelings whispered in gestures. Attention.